think boxing-wise, he's going to give Canelo fits. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful.
He just need to be left unsaid. I understand he's articulating like his point of view, like, look, this is all natural work. We're just working hard at it. We're doing X, Y, Z.
I wonder, will people say that, no, Canelo was going down and he had had enough, that there might be an excuse for that.
Stephen A. Smith addresses Canelo Alvarez's noticeably larger physique ahead of the Terence Crawford fight, claiming it raises questions about how the size difference will affect the outcome. He acknowledges Crawford as a superior boxer, but warns that if Crawford cannot deliver enough power to hurt Canelo, it could spell trouble. Smith's remarks highlight concerns over the physical disparity and potential impact it may have in the highly anticipated clash. Eddie Reynoso, the respected trainer of Canelo Alvarez.
You know what, I think my initial reaction would be to say that I think that Crawford would be the superior boxer, as great as Canelo is, as seasoned as he is, with 65 fights, if I recall, on his record. I think boxing-wise, he's going to give Canelo fits. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, he can't keep him off of him. He says it's a legacy fight, and he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter of the caliber of Canelo Alvarez, which is why we haven't really seen him in the ring against anybody else. Unfortunately, that's the business of boxing. He's a victim of it,
has addressed the allegations that have followed him over the years regarding performance-enhancing substances in boxing. Reynoso has been accused in the past of providing or allowing substances to be used by fighters who train in his gym, but he has firmly denied these claims. He stated that his fighters, including Canelo, manage their own nutrition plans and that he does not interfere in their dietary choices. This clarification is particularly important ahead of the Crawford fight, as speculation often intensifies when a fighter's physique or performance shows significant improvement.
Eddie Reynoso says, starting now, I'll be working 100% with a team that I can supervise. I've let the boxers who have come to me to train have their own nutrition team. So all of these fighters popping because of their nutrition team. Eddie Reynoso is guilty by association, so you have to clear the shit up. That's what I was saying about Victor Conte when he came with his transparency. I'm doing the same now with Eddie Reynoso. He knows he has to clean that shit up. I suggest to Eddie Reynoso, if you're going to be 100% in control of the nutrition team, join Snack. They got hyper-exfoliated, futuristic, hydraulic chambers. Get Nello on Snack. Hey, brother, Nello on Snack with the futuristic 1.121 gigawatt. Brother, please.
Reynoso insists that his focus remains on training strategies, skill development, and mental preparation, distancing himself from any direct involvement in nutrition or supplement administration. While Eddie Reynoso has coached several fighters, 7 by some counts, who have failed PED tests during their careers, he has made it clear that this does not implicate Canelo Alvarez. Reynoso has pointed out that each case should be considered individually, and that fighters are ultimately responsible for what goes into their bodies. In Canelo's case,
boxing corruption at its absolute finest, but how does it connect to Eddie Reynoso and Canelo team? So Rodriguez Jr. failed his test after the Galal fight. He set the record for the most punches landed in that fight. It even prompted people like Sonny Edwards during the fight to say, this is weird. And yet, he will not be punished. In fact, he'll be kind of rewarded because he's going to get ordered an immediate rematch for the WBC belt. The only thing he's got to do is have a 12-month probation period with random testing. Now, WB are doing this because they have ruled it proven unintentional use. It just so happened he took stuff that was extremely beneficial to his conditioning. Here is the WBC official statement. Feel free to pause this and read it. But what's it got to do with these two fine gentlemen? Well, Rodriguez Jr. is part of Canelo team, and he was rumoured to be managed by Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso since came out and said, no, I don't manage him, blah, 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 and he distanced himself. Now, why that's important is because Eddie Reynoso has been connected to, I think now, 6 or 7 fighters who have all failed their drugs tests. The rumour around town, now this is just a rumour, and definitely not true, is that these two may have smoothed things over with the WBC. Maybe used their position of power to get Rodriguez Jr. a bit of a lenient sentence, put it that way. Again, that's not true, I've just completely made that up. But what is unbelievable is a fighter nowadays can actually fail a drugs test and not be punished whatsoever. In fact, can be rewarded. Unbelievable.
Rioso says he has always maintained a clean program and has been extremely careful about any food or supplement intake. Terence Crawford, strength coach, has made a bold prediction ahead of the highly anticipated clash between Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Speaking with confidence, he declared that Terence would break the beats out of Canelo and that the camp is fully prepared. His comments highlight the belief within Crawford's team that their fighter power, conditioning, and relentless work ethic will be enough to overcome Canelo's size and experience. The coach emphasized that their preparation is precise and strategic.
Listen, I get a lot of texts asking how I'm doing, how camp is going, so I figured I could just put it up in one post. So I'm in the mountains. This dude's about to beat the brakes off Canelo and be the greatest boxer of all time, and I get to play a part in it. All is well. Truly well. We good. I'm good. I'm real good.
Targeting both strength and stamina to match Canelo in every department. This statement has added fuel to an already fiery buildup as fans debate whether Crawford's power at a higher weight will truly be enough to trouble a seasoned champion like Canelo. Some analysts believe that the size of the ring could be a decisive factor in the fight. A standard-sized ring would allow Crawford to utilize his movement, speed, and tactical positioning to keep Canelo at bay.
I think we want to see the best fight the best. And even though there's been a difference in weight divisions here, I think that, people clamor for big names and big fights and guys who are great to fight each other. So being for the institution, and I am for the institution of boxing, I think Canelo has been great for boxing, and I think Terence Crawford has been great for boxing. So how this is going to play out exactly, I don't know. Terence Crawford is older, and Canelo has, twice as many rounds? So I don't know how that combination ends up, the weight difference. Canelo's going to be a bigger man and a bigger frame and coming up in that weight. So I think it's just going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be at the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play, and it's going to be filled up, and we're going to have a huge, huge night for boxing for the world to see.
On follow-up, do you feel like Terence Crawford has the style to cause Canelo problems?
Does he have the style to what?
Cause Canelo problems.
Terence Crawford's a great fighter. Terence Crawford can give anybody problems. Whether or not he will, I don't have that crystal ball. I don't know. We'll just have to.
Historical fights have shown that Canelo struggles against opponents who maintain distance and employ lateral movement, as seen in his loss to Dimitri Bivol. Fighters who can keep Canelo chasing rather than standing toe-to-toe often frustrate him and disrupt his rhythm. If the ring dimensions favor mobility, Crawford's chances of controlling the pace and dictating exchanges increase significantly. However, if Canelo is able to close the gap quickly, the fight could become a much more physical battle.
As everybody has opinions, and my opinion is that I think Canelo will be too big for him. I think Crawford needed a little more seasoning, a little more seasoning of his weight, that is. He's had a year and hasn't had really any fights against those caliber fighters. The last fight he had a 154-pounder, moved up one division and had a difficult time in a way that he wasn't dominating as he did in the lower divisions. And you talk about a guy in Canelo whose really only bad outing was at the Bivol fight. And Bivol, when I first talked about that fight, when they asked me, Bivol is a Gennady Golovkin just 15 pounds heavier. Same skills, maybe not the punching power, but very skilled. So anybody below 75, Canelo is dominated easily. After the 5th or 6th round, it seems to be sparring sessions for him. So I think that he does very well, and I think he wears Crawford out and wins a going-away decision. Crawford is an all-time great, obviously, but there's weight divisions,
Definitely as well. Abel, I'll leave it there, but I'll leave you with the final words. Any final words for the fans waiting to see you in the corner on Saturday night, my friend?
I'm very happy to be back. I retired for 3 years.
Veteran sports broadcaster Jim Gray has weighed in on the bout, calling it a great fight between two fighters with exceptional legacies. He praised Canelo Alvarez for his sustained excellence across multiple weight divisions and gave equal credit to Terence Crawford for his dominance in his own division. Gray's balanced perspective reflects the respect both men command within the sport. He acknowledged that the fight is not just a battle for titles, but also for legacy, with each man looking to secure his place in boxing history.